I don't know what the fuck's happening. Syko Stu update. Jon Jones cleared of all charge, and Tony Ferguson back in the win column in Big 25. We got lots to talk about this week. It's been a big fucking week, buddy. First story. Syko Stu has been released from hospital. He's out. He's home. Not looking too hot, I will say. I think these are all the teeth he has left, is these three. Just glad to see that he's kicking. He's alive. I'm going to read this post for you. It says that Syko Stu has been released from hospitals at home. He sustained serious head injury and was unconscious upon arrival to the ER, which is insane because it wasn't like they immediately ambulanced him. Like, that whole clip was like 5 minutes. Plus, I don't know if I'm sure the ambulance was already there. I'm pretty sure that's the law. But dude, like, that's a long time to be unconscious. That's really, really bad. His injuries include trauma to both the upper and lower jaws, a laceration to his upper lip, and a fracture to the maxilla bone, which I did Google this. All right? I do my research over here. It's like here. It's like your orbital jaw-ish area. Like, he also lost several teeth. He has a long recovery ahead, but he remains in good spirits. I did see Rampage on Ariel Helwani today. He was saying, he was kind of like, I don't know, dude. This has really made me upset. Like, I haven't watched Jackson podcast since. Like, I don't know, dude. It's just the way he's handling, the way Rampage is handling this is very, very bad. He did not have to say anything. If he didn't come out and make a statement, I'm sure nobody would be on his ass. But he's talking about, like, this stuff happens all the time in pro wrestling. And it's only a big case because it was my son. Your son tried to murder somebody. Your son tried to murder somebody on a live stream. Fully documented, the entire thing. And then he kept saying, like, you know, it's just because people just want to get that clip and make themselves viral. Your son tried to murder Rampage Jackson. Your son attempted a murder. And also, isn't Kimbo Slice's son fighting, like, boxing? Or I saw an announcement about Kimbo Slice's son doing a real professional fight. You don't see Kimbo Slice's son attempting a murder. You know what I mean? And I know that Kimbo was, like, more in his life, and Kimbo loved him a lot, and I'm sure they had a very good growing up, but you're still growing up the son of a professional fighter. I'm sure there's going to be days and weeks even that are just not good. You know what I mean? Your dad has to go into a very bad space mentally because he's about to beat another man until that guy either gets knocked out or submits. I almost said another word, but it dies. I almost said dies. But you're not beating them. Anyways. You don't see any of this shit happening with whatever Kimbo's son's name is. That's all. That's it. I just want to give a quick update. Syko Stu's home. Probably the last thing that we're going to see about this story for a while, unless Roger gets arrested and some crazy shit happens. Which, praise be that Raja gets arrested. Next news. We have an update on Kiefer Crosbie. Now, if you remember, I think it was last week or maybe the week before. Kiefer Crosbie posted on his Instagram complaining that he told Mark Goddard that he was ready to continue fighting. He got illegally kneed in the head at UFC Shanghai. Mark Goddard said, "Are you okay? Are you ready to continue?" Kiefer Crosbie said, "Yes." And then Kiefer Crosbie got knocked out because he was already concussed and had been kneed in the head very badly. It cut him open pretty bad as well. The doctor was, I don't know what the fuck that guy was doing. I spoke about this last week. Kiefer Crosbie has spoken again on this situation, which is just like, bro, you're in the wrong here. Mark Goddard made a post on Instagram. Somebody in the comments said, "Get wrecked 4224" in the comments said, "Mark, you did a fantastic job reffing. Those idiots who call you out for Kiefer Crosbie illegal knee stuff are the same guys who didn't call Herb Dean to disqualify Jon when he illegally kneed Smith on the ground. Also, Kiefer Crosbie is a sore loser. It's not your fault that he was stupid to not stay down and take the DQ win. Anything to discredit you, Mark. Kind of weird glaze there from Get Wrecked 42-24. I don't know why he's like throating Mark's meat, but he makes a good point. No, he doesn't. I don't know. He was glazing hardest, but Kiefer Crosbie is a sore loser, clearly. And I think that he handled the knee stuff very well. He took 2 points off of the dude who kneed Kiefer Crosbie, and he was very adamant. He asked Kiefer, are you ready to continue? Then he brought in the doctor after Kiefer said yes. Then the doctor left, and he asked Kiefer again, are you ready to continue? So, Mark Goddard liked that comment, as you can see, liked by author. Kiefer Crosbie screenshotted that and posted it on his story. I'm a sore loser, am I, Mark? You know, this is how about you're not spelled right? A fucking that made a bad call and can't admit it, question mark. I'm stupid that I didn't stay down and take a DQ, am I? That's what you agree with, is it? Why are you, like, interrogating Mark Goddard, Kiefer Crosbie? But this next paragraph, I laugh every time I see it. Big fat Sorry, I gotta do it. Big fat Mongo of a ting. Maybe next time I'll see you. I'll give you a booth to the mush. No idea what that means. And ask you a few questions to see how you handle it. What the f does that mean, Kiefer Crosbie? What does that mean? Anyways, this dude's a loser. I can't wait to see him get knocked out again because I'm sure his chin is ruined. That was a very bad knee. Jon Jones. Jon Jones had all of his charges dropped in a hit-and-run case from February. We broke this down when the news came out about it. It was right after his retirement. Don't remember when that was. I think in late June or maybe sometime, maybe May, June. Came out right around the same time. He's had all his charges dropped because the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office found reason to believe Jon's alibi defense is credible. So, I don't know. It is a very Jon Jones thing to do. If his alibi checks out, whatever. You know. Hitting a woman with your car and then fleeing the scene is kind of his MO, though. So, anyways. Thought I'd just bring it up. Charges dropped. So, we don't see him back in the octagon. He's never fucking fighting again, bro. I don't know why people are gaslighting themselves into believing that. Next! Dana White announced that the White House card is officially on. He went live earlier this week, I believe, on Thursday or Friday. He went live on Instagram and had a few things to say, which we'll get to later. Some big news, some big title fights made, some just big fights made in general. We will get to that later. But he also announced that the White House card is official. It's done. They're doing the card at the White House. Anyways, that's literally all I have to talk about. We could talk about FERGUSON. That's not English. FERGUSON originally scheduled to fight Caio Fernandez this weekend. Don't know why that fight's getting made. I swear Caio Fernandez is not that good. And FERGUSON is like a legit prospect who probably should be ranked in his division. Lightweight, I think. He's kind of lanky, though. Anyways, he posted this on Instagram. I'll read to you the caption here, which was not also in English, but it translates, you know. Following the sudden death of my grandmother, her funeral arrangements in France and abroad, I regret to cancel my participation in UFC Paris on September 6th. Family is my priority. He posted this 2 days ago. Dana's going to be pissed, bro. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, condolences to FERGUSON and the Ziam family. -1 front. Dana's going to be very upset about this because there has been many a fighter I mean, Khabib Nurmagomedov, his dad died, and he still fought. Who was it earlier this year, last year? Fucking, Marvin Vettori fought. His brother died. I mean, that wasn't like, I don't think that was in his camp because his brother died pretty far before that fight. So maybe he wasn't in training camp. But still, like, there's been many a fighter who've had a family passing and still fought. Which, listen, for us, I agree with you, bro. Family first. You're a prize fighter. That is not your priority in life. Dana's going to be pissed, and you're already clearly not favored by the UFC because people are not putting you in the rankings when you should be. So maybe you're like a dickhead behind the scenes or something. Who knows? This was a bad decision. This was a bad decision for your fighting career. Anyways, the Cowboy Fernandez fighting some fucking guy who I've never heard of from CFFC, short notice debut. We'll see how it goes. We'll get there. I do also want to touch on Misfits earlier this week in boxing. I'm not a boxing guy, but I did watch this card because there was many MMA fighters on it. We're going to touch on Darren Till and Luke Rockhold as well. But I wanted to watch this finish. Tony Ferguson, 6-year losing streak, 8 fights. A lot of people, by the way, before we get into this, a lot of people say that the Justin Gaethje fight is what did him. I argue otherwise. I think that it was the Michael Chandler fight that ruined him in the UFC. He got beat up badly in the Gaethje fight. Do not get me wrong. But he looked decent in the beginning of the Michael Chandler fight until he got front up kicked into oblivion, was out for like 15 minutes, like colded for 15 minutes, not like wobbly, like out cold, face first on the canvas for like 15 minutes, like stiff, stone dead, knocked out. And maybe it wasn't 15 minutes, but it was a fucking long time, buddy. It was like 10 minutes. I remember watching that live. I think that that's the fight that ruined his chin in UFC. Even though wasn't the Patty fight after that, like right after that? Not, I know it was after, but I don't think he had another fight before the Patty fight, and Patty couldn't put him away. But Patty put Michael Chandler away, so I don't know. All I'm saying is, I think that it's the Michael Chandler fight that ruined him, not the Justin Gaethje fight. Although the combination, I mean, we don't have to pick one or the other. He sustained a lot of damage in a relatively short amount of time. Here he is with his first win in 6 years in boxing. His boxing debut, by the way, got a championship belt. Don't know if it's in this video. Why did he get a championship belt? It's just literally his debut in boxing ever. His first boxing fight ever. And he won a Misfits belt. Seemed like every single guy who won a Misfits belt on this card. It was weird, bro. This is why I don't watch boxing. There's too many fucking things going on, bud. Anyways, it was 3 5-minute rounds or 5 2-minute rounds or something? I don't know. Round 3, Tony Ferguson comes out. I did miss the beginning of this, I'm not going to lie, but I saw the round 3. I think I saw round 2 as well. I don't remember. Also, it's boxing. It's boring as shit. Anyways, let me play the fucking video. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful left lands, and then he just lands a nice combo. Salt Poppy covers up, and the referee steps in. Not a good stoppage. I will say, not a good stoppage. Like, I don't watch boxing. I'm not a big boxing guy. Isn't there supposed to be a 10 count? You know, like he steps in, and if Salt Poppy's like not, if he's still like wobbly after 8, then you end the fight, like a standing 8 count. I don't know why he just called it off immediately. It's not like Salt Poppy was out cold. It was weird, bro. I don't know why he did that. Although I will say, and I mean, look at the emotional Tony Ferguson here, dropping to his knees in the middle of the ring, almost said octagon, crying, smiling. He's finally back in the win column. Look at that face. Oh. What an amazing thing to witness. Dude. why did the referee stop it, though? Like, that's all I'm wondering. And then the commentators were shitting on him after this, you know? Throughout the entire thing, like, before they raised the hand for the belt, for the official victory, the commentators were like, horrible stoppage. That was a terrible stoppage. Tony Ferguson doesn't deserve that win. It was a horror. Bro, why are you shitting on this guy? Because he's from MMA? You think your sport is so much, like, you're such a hard ass about your sport being so much better? You're going to shit on Tony Ferguson? You're a fucking asshole, bud. Anyways, another MMA guy. Well, two MMA guys. Boxing. This is the main event. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I wish I had the video. I couldn't find it. Luke Rockhold got put out badly. Luke Rockhold got knocked out very badly. I mean, you're knocked out. This is like the Gabriel Gonzaga Crow Cop knockout, dude. With his leg like that. That's how you know you're out. Like a light, bud. It was a little bit scary to watch. 40 years old, Luke Rockhold getting clipped badly by what, 32? Darren Till. A lot of people saying Till found his sport. I love it. Darren Till looked nasty in this fight. He looked very good. He dropped him as well in round 1. Hurt him pretty badly in round 2. I don't think it counted as a knockdown because he technically never had 3 points of contact with the ground. But he was hurt pretty badly in round 2. Saved by the bell in both of them. And then round 3 gets put out with 2 minutes left on the clock. It's kind of like you hear the commentary in KSI scream, "Why is the ref counting?" Because, dude, he's out cold. Why was the ref counting? I think it was the same ref as well, you know? So, the referee didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But that's okay. Darren Till holds Luke Rockhold. And Luke Rockhold today on Ariel Helwani announced that he's retiring from combat sports. I don't know if he's going to be doing grappling. I've seen somebody say a bit late, but I'm glad he figured it out. That's fucked. I seen somebody mention I hope that he does jiu-jitsu. I agree. His grappling isn't amazing. He's a striker. I mean, he's a kickboxer or kicker, I guess. Even his boxing's not that good. I guess his grappling's better than his boxing, but still, I don't know. I feel like you made your money, dude. You were a UFC champion. Hang him up. Says I'm 40 years old. I can't be taking shots like this anymore. Yeah, you getting put out cold like that at 40 is really scary. It's really bad. Ignore what is going on in my corner here. They're spamming Indian gifs in this group chat, so wow. They're spamming them for sure. Anyways, that's crazy. I also want to touch on Dana White's Contender Series last night, week 4. Not as good as week 3. But there was a couple really good performances. This fight went to decision, and I think one more fight went to decision. So 2 decisions out of 5 fights. Others were knockouts. I know 2 first-round knockouts that were absolutely insane bonkers, which we'll get to. But we're starting with the first fight, Tommy McLellan versus David Magoyan. Look at how deep this guillotine is. I thought for sure we were getting a tap out in round 1. I thought for sure we were getting a tap out. This is a 10-8 round, by the way. One judge gave it a 10-8 round. The other 2 didn't. It was a 10-8 round. McLellan got dominated. McMillan, my fault, got dominated for the entire round. That's what a 10-8 round is. You have no offense, and he had no offense. He got knocked down twice. I think twice, maybe once. And he got put in a very, very deep submission. That is a 10-8 round. That is the definition of a 10-8 round. I think this fight was a draw, and I think both of them should have got contracts. I'm going to be honest with you. Because the ability to tear somebody apart like that in 4 minutes is phenomenal from Magoyan, but the heart of McMillan, which we'll see here, is also very respectable and deserves a contract. And the comeback. But also, Magoyan was pretty gassed after the first for trying to finish for literally 4 minutes, I think. Here we go. Look at how deep that guillotine is. God damn. And look, he basically twists his own head off, dude. Look at the way that he's rotating, and oh my goodness, how is that allowed? How does your body do that? I should mute the audio, by the way. That was dumb of me. But, oh my God, how did he get out of that? Insane. That was my big takeaway from the first fight. We're going to the next one. This fight also went to decision. Really, it was a boring fight. Glad that neither dude got a contract. It was bad. But I do want to bring it up. All right, I'm not just going to glaze over it. I want to bring up this knee. And I'll touch on it in a second. But just remember about this knee. And the referee was Gary Copeland. Is that Gary? Is that his name? I feel like Gary Copeland. No, though. That's Kenneth Copeland is the priest dude. Gary Copeland was the referee. And he lands clearly an illegal knee. Very illegal. Put a pin in that. We'll get back to it. I'm also going to bring it up later. So, if you forget, it's okay. Third fight. We got a Canadian. Canada has a prospect at 36 years of age. Canada has a prospect. And Maddalena. I don't understand. I want to break this down. I don't understand where this power comes from. But here's the finish. Look at that. Clips him badly and then some follow-up shots there. The dude is out. 36 years old. Maddalena gets it done in one. Now, I want to actually go in depth on this. He lands a beautiful jab, right? Look at Silva. By the way, what are we doing, Silva? Why are we facing this way? It looks like he's about to throw like a spinning back fist or something, but he doesn't. And then he just gets clipped. Like, it's such a little pop shot, though. Like, there's no crazy wind-up. There's no crazy torque. He just puts it right on the jaw and puts the guy out. Like, how much power does Nalo have in his hands? Rat Garbage, by the way, on Instagram. Follow me back, bro. Oh, come on the pod. Come on the show. Rat Garbage, come on the show. I want to talk to you about how did this knockout happen? It's so confusing to me. Look at this shot. It's such a nothing. It's such a like, bah, just like that. Bah. Puts him out. Does this dude have the best power we've ever seen on Dana White's Contender Series? It's insane. Just a little pot shot. No crazy like no. He's not a Tapuria with the hook. It's just a bah. Just a small, not even like that, dude. Like, it wasn't even like a crazy, like, I'm punching through you like a Darren Till, Luke Rockhold knockout. It was just a little boom, right on the chin. Boom, right there. Out. Crazy stuff from Maddalena, Rat Garbage. It's actually his Instagram name. Like, I'm not calling, like, that's for, I don't know, it makes me laugh. Anyways. Very, very nice finish from him. If you guys are enjoying this video and you want to see Maddalena interview on the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I probably am not big enough to interview, bro. So let's get subs. Let's get likes. And then we'll interview Maddalena before his UFC debut. I feel like that would be such a fucking fun one. He's lived a long life, all right? 36 years old, 36 years of age. So he's got lots to talk about, I'm sure. We can get him on. I'm almost certain we can get him on. I started following him at 8,500 followers on Instagram. Rat Garbage. I'm glazing him. I'm promoting the shit out of him. Please come on the show. Next. Mikhail Oleksiejczyk's brother, Cesare. And this is where the other Gary Copeland thing. Remember this knee? The other Gary Copeland thing comes in right here. Cesare Oleksiejczyk. Look at this finish, all right? Beautiful. 1-2, right on the jaw. Drops Haig. Haig's right back up, though, right? Volume's on again. Haig shoots for this takedown. And Oleksiejczuk fires, 25 hammer fists? Very similar to, was it Santiago Ponzinibbio D-Rod? Or Danny Ige versus, who's the alien-looking guy? I have his image in my head right now. I just can't think of his name. He's from St. Louis. He's got really weird proportions. I can't remember his name, but Danny Ige fought him and knocked him out, but it was kind of a bad knockout. But it's shooting the takedown, the hammer fist. Oh, Drew Dober versus fucking somebody. Drew Dober got knocked out pretty bad. I don't think that Santiago Ponzinibbio one was correct. It was the Drew Dober one. But I think that was on the same card. Or they both just were punch drunk when they were walking around or something. I don't know. Drew Dober against, I don't remember who. But he shot a takedown. The dude hammer fisted him. And Drew Dober was knocked out pretty badly from that. Same thing. Sean Woodson and Dan Ige. Anyways. He's firing these hammer shots. Now I want to bring this up. Gary Copeland again, the referee. I also want to, if Gary Copeland had stepped in and ended the fight here, it would have been completely, not here, but like I'll explain it. It would have been completely valid. Now watch. Haig is not getting a takedown from here. There's just no way to get a takedown from here. He's firing these hammer shots, right? Watch the hands of Haig here in the red gloves. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see it better. Watch his hands. They're like, he is not holding on to his leg. He's let go. He's fucking limp, right? He's holding on to he's posting on the ground. He's not getting this takedown. He is knocked out. Land some more. Now, if this was the end of the fight, if Gary Copeland went, no, it's done. Which, by the way, I don't understand for Haig. I don't understand, first of all, horrible takedown attempts. This entire, dude, give up on it from here, right? You've taken 2 hammer fists, give up on the fucking takedown attempt, roll to your back or stand up or something. Don't just sit there and get hammer fisted. But also, what are you doing with your hands, bro? Unless you are knocked out and hurt, what are you doing with your hands? And then watch. Gary Copeland steps in. Oleksiejczuk stops throwing hammer fists. And he immediately grasps his hands together to continue the takedown attempt. What the fuck were you doing? What is this? Because this looks like you're knocked out, bro. And the way that he does it, too. It's not the best angle, but, it looks like he's knocked out and he's, getting punched like that and his hands are, he's, sprawling out, but, on his front, obviously. Right? Look, he's getting punched in the head. Look at his hands. Those are the hands of somebody who is currently knocked out. So then Gary Copeland steps in, immediately back. So he wasn't hurt. He just was acting like a moron. Immediately back for the takedown attempt. Right? Gary Copeland saying time, by the way. Not even stop. Time. He's saying time. Now we're going to start ranting about Gary Copeland. He's calling time. Randomly, after 25 hammer fist, decides to call time. Stops the time. Okay, they cut out the rest of it because it was bullshit. He stops the time and looks at Oleksiejczuk and goes, those were to the back of the head. Now, back of the head shots are illegal in MMA. Let's have a look. We can't really see it from this angle. Side, 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 side. Maybe back. That's side, 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 side. Where was the back of the head shot, Gary Copeland? Doesn't matter. He saw what he saw. And we don't really have the best angle. Calls time. Tells tells Cesare Oleksiejczuk, go to your corner. Don't get coached, obviously. Tells Haig, go to your corner, don't get coached. And one of the referees, Jason Herzog, my boy Jason, come on the pod. We spoke in New Orleans, you and me. We're friends because I said that you were better than Kerry Hatley, remember? Jason Herzog yells to him, those were clean, because he has, the VAR. He says those were, I don't know if he said those were clean or, they're not back of the head. So then he just calls off the fight. Instead of giving back the position or something, he just calls off the fight, which he should have done right here. This should be the end of the fight. But he thought it was back of the head, so he goes to the VAR and goes, was that legal? Yeah, it was legal. Okay, then I'm calling off the fight. What are you doing? And so immediately you go, okay, but referees fuck up. Remember this knee? Gary Copeland is the referee. And you can read here, no point taken. Now, referees, again, they miss stuff, right? I've seen a million illegal knees that are missed by refs. It was kind of a crazy situation. They're flyweights, a lot's going on. He was told that this was an illegal knee and still didn't do anything about it. They told him that was an illegal knee. Call him. And he goes, nah. And then he calls Cesario Alexeichuk for landing 25 hammer fists to the side of the head. Says it's back of the head. Gets told it's not back of the head and ends the fight. What the fuck is going on in Dana White's Contender Series? Then we go to the main event. Notice that Herzog is in. Gary Copeland is out. This was a beautiful, beautiful finish. All right, I want to preface this. Le Bosnoyani. Jean-Paul. All right. He has like a crazy amount of fans. I think the entire arena was there. The entire Apex. Everybody attending Dana White's Contender Series Week 4 in the Apex were there to see Jean-Paul. Everybody was on their feet. After he won, he's walking out, going to see Dana. Every single person, he's high-fiving. And they're like waiting for him to like say what's up. Aljamain Sterling, other people, some dude who looked like a Pokemon. I don't have a photo of him, but he looked like an Alolan trainer, actually, but you know what I mean. This was a beautiful finish, though, so I understand the hype, and can't wait to see this guy in the octagon. 1 minute, 4 seconds in is the start of this brutal, brutal finish. Jab into head kick. Beautifully timed as well. Look, lands that jab. Jab lands, and his back foot is off the ground. You go frame by frame, jab lands. His back foot has just touched the ground, and immediately his lead foot is coming up for that nasty head kick. That is so fast, by the way. That is incredibly fast. Lands it. Oh! There's Dana. Baldy freaking out. Baldy jump scare. Dude next to Dana, they cut him out, was flabbergasted by that finish. So lands this. Holy shit, that landed clean. Lands the head kick. Dude is wobbled badly, but stays up. Jean-Paul sprints in at full speed. Look at his hand. Yeah, this is like a standing H-bomb, bro. From Dan Hendo. Oh my God, right on the front of the jaw. Puts him out like a light, bud. Holy shit, and he's stiff. Beautiful, beautiful finish. That was so nasty. Fucking brutal. Brutal. First round knockout from Jean-Paul Labosnoyani. You can see, look at all these people. They have like fucking heads of them. Everybody in the Apex is cheering for this guy. Look at this dude. This dude's tapping his heart like he did something. Bro, you're sitting in the stands, guy. What the fuck? Anyways, very brutal finish. Dana White's Contender Series, loving it this season. Loving it. Now, we're going to go into some fights here. Fight predictions, early fight predictions, and fights announced throughout the week. Let's get into it. Tagiro Umbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi is confirmed. Oh, in the works, not confirmed. For November 22nd, UFC Qatar. Tagiro Umbekov was called out by Charles Johnson, which I think I like that fight. Next. Alexandre, that's a different guy. Alexandre Topuria, Ilya Topuria's younger brother who still fights at, was it bantamweight? Is he a bantamweight? Or is he featherweight? But he's fighting Beksa Almakhan. This fight is a banger. And I think Topuria might get slept, bro. I know I think he got slept on regional scene. And Bekzat Almakhan has crazy power for the division. He's very good. I like Bekzat Almakhan a lot. He's also pretty funny. If this is who I'm thinking of, hang on, let me check. He's nasty, bro. Bekzat Almakhan is nasty. He knocked out, I just saw it on the record, he knocked out Brad Katona, who's not that good. It's flyweight. No way. This isn't who I'm thinking of. Regardless. Bekzat Almakhan, very, very good. Very powerful. Topuria, honestly, didn't impress me that much in his debut. He fought, Colby Thickness. He fought Colby Thickness with a pedo stash in his debut. Slammed him a couple times. You know, he looked good. But it wasn't that impressive. I think it went to decision as well. Bekzat Almakhan, very, very powerful. I think Bekzat Almakhan will win this fight. Period. Next. Here we are. Dana's big announcements. Dana's big week. His big announcements. I can't even fit all of them on the fucking screen. But we're going to start from the bottom, make our way to the top, because the bottom, for whatever reason, they put the bottom ones at the first, and then I don't know. The bottom ones, and then to the top, all right? Chiwiwis is back. Chiwiwis pulled out of his fight against Rob Font. He is going to be fighting in the women's strawweight division. He's getting a transgender operation. You can clearly see that's Chiwiwis right there. He's going to be fighting against Mackenzie Dern. Wish that was me, all right? Chiwiwis, all right? I don't know what the fuck. Amanda? No, that's not her name. What's her name? Virna Jandiroba is going to be taking on, as we announced this last week, I'm not going to break it down again. She's going to be taking on Mackenzie Dern for the women's strawweight title. It's confirmed. That is the co-main event of UFC 321. I believe the main event is Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. So this should be, I mean, this fight's going to suck, but Virna Jandiroba submission easily. Should be a good night, though. Also on that card, Umar Nurmagomedov is going to be taking on Mario Bautista. Two terrorists of the sport fighting each other. What more could you ask for, dude? Two terrorists fighting each other. This is like they put Al-Qaeda and the Taliban against each other, bro. Mario Bautista honestly looked pretty good in the Patchy Mix fight. I can't lie. He's got amazing boxing. He's just a terrorist of the sport. How are you going to hold Jose Aldo and win a robbery split decision? Fuck you. Umar Nurmagomedov coming off of his first loss against Merab Dvalishvili. He got mauled in that fight. I don't care who you are. He got mauled in that fight, bro. Maybe 4-1. Could be 5-0. He got mauled by Merab badly. And his complaint was like, I broke my hand in the first round. Don't care. You got mauled. You suck. He's pretty good, but I think that Mario Bautista will probably lose this fight, thank God. I think Umar might actually finish him. I think Umar might finish him. I don't like Mario Bautista, and I think Umar has the ability to finish him. He is a bit smaller, though. Mario Bautista is pretty big. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. I feel like Merab and Umar are pretty shorter end of bantamweight. Whereas Mario Bautista, Sean O'Malley. I mean, Sean O'Malley's tall, but 5'10". We're going Umar Nurmagomedov by finish. Next, we have the feature fight, co-main and main event of UFC 322. Feature fight, welterweight bout between Leon Edwards and Carlos Prates. This dude's smoking in the fucking post-fight presser. I love it. This is a banger fight. I don't love it for Leon Edwards, but I also don't like Leon Edwards. Yeah, bro. I did a very good Leon Edwards impression. Oh, yeah. Mr. HGLE? Mr. HGLE? Yeah, bro. Headshot, bro. Big Kamaru Usman, bro. We got Mercedes. I beat Kamaru, and I got to fight Carlos Prates. Yeah, bro. I got headshot dead. Headshot dead. Bro, headshot dead. You're a loser. You suck, bro. He's a decision merchant. He's not that good. He just got subbed by Sean Brady, which is honestly, I mean, Sean Brady's very good, but I don't like Leon Edwards. He's not good. He got a lucky fluke victory against Kamaru Usman and then beat him in the rematch because Usman was probably out of it after his very first loss. and it was a knockout, bad knockout as well. Flatline KO'd him. Beautiful, beautiful finish. And his brother, Fabian Edwards, just did the same thing a couple weeks ago, which was pretty sick to see. In PFL, he's not good. He's fighting Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates is a phenomenal kickboxer. If you don't know, what are you doing? Just knocked out Jeff Neal. Beautiful spinning back elbow. One of the best. I mean, we've seen 10. And I think this was number 9. This was number 10, spinning back elbow. Or 9, I don't fucking care. I don't remember. I think it was number 10. Knocked out Jeff Neal. Cut him open as well pretty badly. It was nice, dude. It was a phenomenal. No, it was number 9. I just remembered it was number 9. It was a phenomenal spinning back elbow. He's looking very good. His loss to Ian Gary. So this worries me for this fight because I feel that not that Ian Gary and Leon Edwards are similar, but they're both kickboxers, tall, like to stand at range, which Carlos Prates struggled a lot in the Ian Gary fight. He also didn't push until the last fucking 35 seconds or maybe 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. I think Carlos Prates will win this fight because Leon Edwards is just very hesitant. He doesn't throw a lot, and when he does, it's not anything crazy. I don't know how his game plans are. I'd be interested to see how the game plan of Leon Edwards goes against Carlos Prates because the Ian Gary one was phenomenal. Used that left high kick to keep the left hand busy, or the right hand busy, my fault. And it worked phenomenally. So, I don't know. I think Carlos Prates will win this fight. It'll be close, though. I also am wondering, is this a title eliminator? Surely not. There's so many other title contenders that deserve it more than either of these two at welterweight. But it's on the same card as the welterweight championship, so the timelines would line up. I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope that this is not a title eliminator. Michael Morales, Sean Brady. Who else? Shavkat doesn't really deserve it. Ian Gary, never mind. He doesn't deserve it. I don't know. I feel like there's just so many more people at welterweight. Plus, if Islam wins, what do you do? Because then we might have Ilya come up. There's such a logjam at welterweight right now. Anyways, I just hope that this is not a title eliminator bout. Next fight. Valentina Shevchenko has been announced. I used to pray for times like these, bro. Let me tell you. Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili is official for the women's flyweight title. Zhang Weili, currently stripped now, strawweight champion. Phenomenal champion, very good, improving every fight. She's, 35? And has not looked better. She just mauled Olympic wrestler Tatiana Suarez. Mauled her. Out-wrestled Olympic wrestler Tatiana Suarez. Zhang Weili is very, very good. She's moving up in weight class. She's fighting a bigger girl. And Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina also has, I'm not going to look it up. Sam, I'll Google Valentina Shevchenko or a Muay Thai photo. It's the one of her looking down. There's this smoke around. She's just staring down at her knocked out opponent. She's sick, bro. She has amazing accolades in combat sports. She's very, very good. First person to ever fill those ruby slots on the belt. Please lose. Her last fight was decent. Her fight before that, I don't really remember. It was the Alexa Grasso fight. Pretty shit. I think Alexa Grasso maybe made Valentina look very shit. I don't know why, but Was not impressed recently with Valentina Shevchenko. I hope that she will lose this fight. I think that she will lose this fight. But she is bigger. She might just cage fuck Zhang Weili and win a boring-ass decision. There's a possibility of that, 100%. We move on to the main event. UFC 322. Jack Della Maddalena JDM has been officially announced to be fighting Islam Makhachev. What a good world we live in. Islam, I keep flip-flopping on this fight, bro. And when 322 week rolls around, I might have a different opinion. But my opinion right now, Jack Della got taken down by a lot of guys pretty easily who he maybe should not have been taken down by if his takedown defense is as good as they say. Bilal wasn't shooting the best takedowns on him. And when he was shooting good takedowns, he was getting them. I think that Bilal is far worse than Islam Makhachev, though. So I think that if JDM were to be taken down by Islam, it might be the end of the fight, dude. He might get darsed. Islam is very, very, very good everywhere. That said, he was getting pieced up by Dustin Poirier. 34-year-old Dustin Poirier was piecing up Islam Makhachev. Now, Dustin Poirier looked pretty good in his fight before that, and he looked very good in that fight. He was surviving on the ground. He wasn't really winning. I mean, it was 2-2 going into the fifth. It was 2-2. Dustin Poirier had it 2-2 going into the fifth round against Islam Makhachev, potential future GOAT of the sport. Adriano Martino is a fucking gamer, by the way. That guy's a marauder for sure. Islam Makhachev was also knocked out by Adriano Martino. His chin's not phenomenal. JDM's a bigger guy. He's got more power. I keep flip-flopping on. Right now, I'm saying Islam is going to win this fight. Expect me to have flip-flopped by November 15th. Expect me to have a different opinion by November 15th. This is a crazy good fight, though. I love this fight. I don't even know who I want to win. Like, I want to see Ilya versus Islam, but I think that if Islam loses, they won't make that. But if Islam wins, he's not going back down. There might not be a world that we live in where Ilya versus Islam is happening. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Islam Makhachev to win that fight. My opinion might change. Probably will. Next, Walter Walker versus Muhammad Usman. This is in the works, but this is a kind of an older post. This is official. Walter Walker himself has posted about this. Walter Walker's taking on Muhammad Usman for UFC Rio on October 11th. October's so fire, bro. October's so fire. Paris? Yeah. I'm going to... Friday's video, maybe Saturday, probably Friday, is going to be a good one. I'm going to rant. I'm going to scream, I think, at Dana White in the UFC. This is such a shit card that could have been a pay-per-view. Walter Walker versus Muhammad Usman. Muhammad Usman's shit. Walter Walker, he's the foot hunter. He has like 3 heel hooks in a row. I'm a big Walter Walker fan. I have been since his first heel hook. Just so you know, I'm kind of an early adopter of the Walter Walker foot hunter. He's heel hooking Muhammad Usman. It's simple as that. This dude's nasty, bro. Walter Walker's nasty. Like, he showed off so many different techniques. He has 3 heel hooks, but not all of them are the same technique. Every single heel hook that he has is from a different way of obtaining a heel hook. He's so filthy with heel hooks. And he's going to get another heel hook against Muhammad Usman on October 11th. Clear as day. Walter Walker's supremacy, I think. He might beat Gaziv, bro. Next, we do have some unfortunate news. As I discussed earlier, El Disgusto, Raul Rosas Jr., Chiwiwis, pulled out of his fight against Rob Font. It says here, due to injury, as we know this is untrue, he will be taking on Mackenzie Dern. However, he's out of the Rob Font fight. Rob Font has a new opponent. And then David Martinez. Who the fuck is that guy? Rob Font's fighting the guy from Cyberpunk. Rob, he's going to use the Sandevistan. He's going to run circles around you, Rob. Who the fuck is David Martinez, bro? I don't know. Rob Font is very good, though. His boxing is very, very high level. He's coming off a few good wins. I don't know if he lost recently or something. I don't even remember his most recent fight. He won me a parlay once, and that's all I care about. I think he will probably win this fight as it is in 10 days as of today. This is a 2-week short notice fight for David Martinez. And Rob Font's a crafty vet, man. He's like one of the craftiest vets. So, we'll see how it goes. I have Rob Font to take this fight, probably a decision. Rob Font going to win this fight, easy peas. Next fight. I used to pray for times like these. The end of 2025 is just so fucking heat. Is this the last card of the year? Full Line says big one at flyweight to close out 2025. Is this the last fight of the year? Manel Kopp was supposed to fight. Was it? I think it was Brandon Royval. He was supposed to fight Brandon Royval for UFC International Fight Week this year, whatever the fuck that was. 317. Had to pull out due to injury. Joshua Van comes and fills in the spot. Joshua Van looks very good against Royval, ends up winning. Manel Kopp. I like Manel Kopp a lot, dude. Starboy, I'm a very big fan. A lot of people like clown him for pulling out a lot, which I guess he does, but I feel like more than half of his pullouts are not his fault. He did pull out of the Royval fight due to a broken foot. This should be a good fight, though, dude. Royval's a gamer, high volume, not crazy power, but he's also good on the ground. Manel Kopp is just fun to watch everywhere. His little eye poke combos, I love them. I'm a big Manel Kopp fan. And all your team are a bunch. Manel Kopp to win this fight. I think Brandon Royval is kind of going to be in his head a bit. I don't know. I seen him in New Orleans, and I don't know. Maybe he'll win. But I like Manel Kopp a lot, so I want him to win, and we'll break this down later, probably. Final news. Going all the way back to FERGUSON from a long time ago, half an hour ago. Harry Hardwick is making his debut Cage Warriors champion. His brother fought on Dana White's Contender Series, lost. But Harry Hardwick is coming up to the big show to take on short notice. What? 6 days short notice? Cowboy Fernandez. This kid is... Cowboy Fernandez is dog shit, bro. He beat Guram Gutta Taladze by decision and beat Muhammad Yahya. And then lost. You're not going to believe who he lost to. He lost to Mark Jacques. That name probably means nothing to you, but if you know, you know. Horrible loss to have on your record. Kyle Fernandez, not good. Harry Hardwick, apparently very good. I'm going to watch his fights after recording this video, actually, because I've seen somebody say that people are going to love him. UFC fans will like him a lot from SJG03 _ And then someone replied with a crying, laughing face. So, I don't fucking know. For SZM, out of this fight. Harry Hardwick into this fight, making his UFC debut. We're going Cowboy Fernandez because I just don't fucking know the guy. Maybe he'll win. Cowboy Fernandez is a can. Harry Hardwick to win this fight by knockout. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please go to the like, subscribe button. That's the really support my channel. Also, check out that tier list, bro. I posted a tier list Tuesday. Yesterday, today, but it comes out tomorrow. Tuesday, I posted a tier list. Best stroke game in the UFC. So go watch that. It's not fun. Well, it is. It's funny, but it's a hard watch. And you get hard while watching, which is the fun part. I'll see you guys next time. Friday. Tomorrow, as of release of this video. I'm going to rant. Watch it.